to 3 of my favorite things. My name is Sherelle, but pretty much everybody calls me Rel, and we are going to jump right into this with books. So in the last video, if you watched it, I talk about the book that I just finished and the book that I was currently reading. So I finished both of them, and they are both by Tomi Adeyemi. So book 1 was Children of Blood and Bone, and the second book that I mentioned was Children of Virtue and Vengeance. So let me just say that I absolutely and thoroughly enjoyed these 2 books. If you haven't already done so, I highly recommend that you go get them. So in the last video, I believe that I read the summary, so I'm not going to do that again, but there are a couple of points that I want to make. First is that I don't even have a book that I can compare them to because they were so original in my opinion. The world building that this author did was just excellent. She did not hold back on the detail. And if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I really love to have maps as well as glossaries in the fantasy stories that I'm reading. So if it's like a place that is completely made up by the author, I like to have something to reference, to look at. And in both of these stories, the author provided a map. So this place, this fictional place, is called Orisha. And look at how much detail. I mean, you can't really see it too well in this video, but she really does an excellent job, and I highly recommend this. So if you've read these stories, I want to start a discussion in the comment section. Just let me know what you thought about it, and let's just talk about it because I really enjoyed these stories. So that's book 1, Children of Blood and Bone. Book 2, Children of Virtue and Vengeance. Go get them if you haven't done so already. So the next book that I want to talk about is the book that I'm currently reading. It may have been like maybe 6 months ago. I read book 1 in this series. This is book 2. So the first book was A Blade So Black. So this is book 1, A Blade So Black. And I have book 2 now. This is A Dream So Dark. So I mentioned it before. It's by McKinney. And this story is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but with an awesome kick-ass curly girl as the main character. She is amazing. So I'm loving it. I love the way that the author talks. Like, I don't know if that's the right way to say it. I love the way that the dialogue goes in this story. It's just so easy and it flows so well. And I really enjoy reading this story. And I also really love Alice in Wonderland. That's like one of my favorite childhood stories growing up. And then I loved when Disney remade Alice and made it like a live action. So I just love that Alice in Wonderland story. So to have that retold with a curly girl as the main character is just mind-blowing. I love it. It's another one that I highly recommend. Now we're going to move on to curls. So let's see. I want to talk about my hair right now. Right now I have Wonder Curl products in my hair, of course, right? So I'm using the moisturizing hair pudding, which is this one, and then also the Get Set hair jelly to keep my hair slicked down. So these are the 2 products that I'm using, and I have 2 puff cuffs in my hair. So I have a puff cuff mini holding it back, and then a puff cuff junior here that's pulled up, that I pulled my hair up and clamped it in place so it's in a nice little bun. If you are interested in purchasing Wonder Curl or Puff Cuff and you would like to have a discount, you can use my coupon code, which I'm going to put in the description box so that you can give that a try also. And then I also want to talk about this really cute thing that happened, maybe I think it was last week. So the girls got a package in the mail from Just For Me, and it's Just For Me curl piece. It is the cutest thing ever. So I'm not gonna go into a ton of detail about the products because I did an IG story with Eva and she did an unboxing. All of the kids were in the unboxing, and then we did Eva's wash day. That's in the highlight section of my Instagram, and you can see that there. But these are some of the things that came in there. It has a little activity book. It came with a couple of info cards, a nice little personalized card as well, And then some of the products, I can just show you some of them real quick. You have this detangling treatment, which is awesome. It kind of feels like slime, and that's actually the theme of the package. Everything's like this green color and has like a slime consistency of it, and it actually came with a little container of slime that Evie went nuts for. And then you have the brush here and a couple of other products. You got the shampoo and conditioner. So it's really cute. If you want to see more about that, or if you want to see Eva's wash day, you can go on Instagram and look at my highlight section. I think it says Eva Lily's hair, so you can check that out. So moving right along, I wanted to show you something that I was sent in the mail by Coastal Scents. So Coastal Scents does makeup, and I just want to show you one of the palettes that they sent to me. And I'm not really a big makeup person. I want to learn more, and I'm trying to, you know, play around with makeup and see what works good for me. But this is one of the palettes that they sent to me. This one is 28 neutral colors, and you could probably see that this one here and the pink are like my favorites. I use them. That's actually what I have on my eyes right now. And the lipstick that I'm wearing is number 8. So it's this one. And then I want to show you this too. So this is one of the bags that they sent me. It's a brush set. Look at this. 22 brushes. So I need to step my makeup game up and try to play around with this and see how that goes. So if you're interested, let me know. Do you think I should do a video where I try out some different styles on my face and see how that goes? Let me know what you think in the comment section. But I think that I will maybe do that. Oh, and I will definitely put a link to the Coastal Scents website so that you guys can go check that out and browse through and see if you want something. And I think the other thing that I really like about them is that their products are affordable. Like, you have some brands where the makeup is like $20 for just one little thingy thing of lipstick, but it's not that way with Coastal Scents. So I'm gonna put the link in the description box. You go out and check it, browse through, see if you like something, pick up something. So let's move on to crafting. January was a very full month. So first, Vogue Knitting Live in New York was amazing. I originally thought that I was going to have an issue because we went with the whole family, so Reese and I took the kids with us. And because we had a lecture that we were going to go to, I didn't know how that would work. And I didn't know if kids were going to be welcome in the lecture, but it actually worked out for us great. The kids had their tablet and cell phone, they had a bunch of snacks, and we sat and we listened. The lecture that we attended was by Amy from LolaBean, and she did such a wonderful job. It was really nice to meet her, and she had a bunch of sweaters there as samples for us to look at. People were trying them on. You know, it was a really great experience. I will say too that Vogue Knitting has stepped their game up, and I appreciate the fact that I feel like, in my opinion, that they really listen to the suggestions and the comments that are made in their surveys. So they send out a survey after each year, and I mentioned a couple of times that I would like to see a lot more crochet representation, and this year was by far the most crochet representation I've seen in all the years that I've been going to Vogue Knitting, and I really appreciated that. It was a very good time. I enjoyed myself, but I'm gonna show you guys some of the yarn that I got. So whenever I go to Vogue Knitting Live, I always stop at Knit Collage, and I picked up this time this lovely squishy. It's called Spun Cloud, and I am thoroughly in love with it. If I can get it open. So this is it here. So this is I believe it's 100 yards. Yeah, it's 100 yards, and this color is called Blew My Mind. So anyway, it's the cutest thing ever. I love it. It's sparkly. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in there. Can you see the sparkle in there? Look at that. So I'm excited to work with it. I also purchased LolaBean yarn. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It just matches my shirt and everything. I just really love purple. I mean, obviously, but so this colorway is called A Mother's Love, and that's LolaBean. Next thing that I purchased, or the last thing that I purchased, was from Birch Hollow Fibers, and look at that color. That is pretty. Oh, and the sweater that I wore at Vogue Knitting, because I try to make a Vogue Knitting sweater each year. This one was something like the Tecumseh. That's what I like to call it. It's my something like the Tecumseh. But it was by Boyland Knitworks, and I made some modifications to it. I did a whole blog post all about that sweater, and I will put a link to it in the description box from my website so that you guys can go check it out and see what I did with that sweater. And I'll put a picture right here, right in that spot. It's gonna be a picture right there so you can see what I'm talking about. But I really enjoyed making that sweater, and I actually like hurried up. I knit like on triple speed basically. So the next thing that I want to show you is something that I made for Joshua. So we watched The Mandalorian over Christmas break, and we fell in love with Baby Yoda. Just like the rest of the world, we fell in love with Baby Yoda. And I made him one. So this is Baby Yoda. And Baby Yoda caused a lot of controversy because I posted a picture of him on a crochet group on Facebook, and they like deleted me like immediately, like, we can't have Baby Yoda content on a page, blah blah blah. Like, I'm not selling Baby Yoda, I made him for my son. But anyway, this is Baby Yoda. I made him with red heart yarn. So look at his little gray hairs at the top. I just thought it was so funny when I was making it. Next, I want to show you a poncho that I was making. So the last video I talked about Hazel Rose Looms and 12 by 12 loom that Reese purchased for me for Christmas. So this is the poncho that I made with that loom. This is it here. So I made a total of 12 squares, 12 by 12 squares. Say that fast 3 times. And I believe I used about 8 balls of LionBrand Quick and Thick, and this colorway was Butterscotch. And I purchased more than that because I wanted to make sure that when I did the fringe at the bottom, I did not want to skimp out. I wanted to do as much fringe as I could possibly do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a picture here, but at the end I'm going to show you a TikTok that I made. I was so pleased with myself with this TikTok, but I made a TikTok where I show how flowy the fringe is. Look at that. It's amazing. This was so fun to make also, and while I was making it, I was showing Ananda how to weave too. Alright, so the last thing that I want to talk about briefly is a drop spindle class that I took at the Wild Hand Yarn Shop. And it was in Mount Airy, which is in Philadelphia. And it's about, I'd say 45 minutes from me. But I really enjoyed myself. I learned a lot. Teresa, who taught the class, she was just awesome and funny, and she made the class so less stressful than I thought it was going to be, because I thought I was going to have a hard time learning this I thought I was going to have a hard time learning how to do the drop spindle, but she made it to where I felt like it wasn't so bad, it wasn't so intimidating. So I talk about that in a blog post also on my blog, itsreallyreal.com, and I'll put that in the description box as well, so you can go ahead and read about my experience at Wild Hand, and you can see some pictures of the shops. I took a lot of pictures of the shop, and it's just like a beautiful place to be. It just made me feel so happy. I just really wish it was closer to me. I mean, 45 minutes away. I'll probably take another class though. I think I want to take the macrame wall hanging class. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now, so I want to thank you for watching, sitting with me. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel, and please comment and tell me what you thought about some of the topics that we discussed, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.